Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it happens to be that you are listening to Morning Mindset. You can listen to it any time of the day or night. I'll give you permission. But thank you once again for joining us. My spouse, my beloved bride, and I have been engaging in spring cleaning. Yes, spring comes a little bit later up in the Rocky Mountains. Yes, I know by the time you hear this, we've been well into the spring, but for us up here, we're just now getting to the point where it's not snowing and it's getting warm. Spring cleaning is a tradition. It's something that your grandmother and your mother and great-grandmother and so forth and probably did. And why do we do that? Well, especially if you live in the northern part of the United States of America, where it gets cold and where it snows and so forth, people spend the majority of their time in the fall and the winter indoors. They don't want to go outdoors. And what happens to your home, to your house, your garage, your basement, what have you? Clutter starts to build up. Things that you normally wouldn't allow to build up, or clutter that you wouldn't normally allow to build up in your home, does so over the wintertime because you're just not out and you're just not as active getting in and out of your house. But it warms up and you open up the windows of your home and you pull the curtains aside and you embrace the sunshine and the warm air, and now it's time to actually clean up the clutter, the things that you just let build up in your garage or your basement or anywhere in your home. Well, spring cleaning can be about more than just physical moving of clutter from your home. Spring cleaning can be about removing the clutter from your life. Yes, indeed. I want you to take this time, this springtime, to consider removing the clutter from your life. Is there clutter in your life? Are there things in your life, garbage, clutter, dirt, whatever you want to call it, that are keeping you from, living a better life? You may have certain bad habits that have crept up. You may have things that are distractions in your life. Perhaps you've been telling yourself for the longest time that you're going to whatever. Maybe you're going to start a new hobby. Maybe you want to write a book. You want to write a novel. Maybe you want to write a children's book. Perhaps it is that you've been telling yourself for years and years that you're going to learn how to play an instrument. Maybe you want to play piano or guitar or what have you. Maybe you'd like to start painting. Whatever it is, you've been telling yourself this for years and years, but you never end up doing it. Why is that? Or is it because perhaps there is clutter in your life that is getting in the way of whatever it is that you are dreaming about, whatever it is you aspire to? You have all these things, these hopes and dreams and so forth in your life, and you just can't get the time to do it. You just don't seem to ever find the time to do what it is that you've been hoping to do, that you've been telling yourself. Perhaps you want to, learn how to ride a motorcycle or ballroom dance or whatever. And you're being honest with yourself, and you sit down, when it's quiet, and you think, I've been telling myself for 5 years that I'm going to that I'm going to learn how to play the piano because my grandmother knew how to play the piano and I love to listen to her play. And I'm going to do that. But you haven't. Why? Self-examination, gut check time, a little bit of spring cleaning for your life. This is when you have to be honest and say, yep, the reason that I have never done that is what? This may be a good time to consider whether or not you have bad habits or you have general clutter in your life. Maybe you're spending too much time watching television, or too much time on the internet, or too much time staring at your phone, and you're not getting it done. I can't tell you what that is, but I can tell you this. In addition to opening up the garage and the basement, or, opening up the windows and curtains in your house and cleaning all the clutter and dust and what have you out of your house for real in the springtime, maybe, just maybe, it might be time to do a little bit of spring cleaning in your life. All right. Thank you very much for joining me for Morning Mindset today. And yes, indeed, I am going to remind you that I, your host, Paul Markel, have several books that are available on Amazon. I have Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. Do I have to remind you that we're living in a cowardly world, and it seems like people want your children to be cowardly. They want them to be meek and subservient. Do you want to raise your children and grandchildren that way? I don't. You could pick up Dad Rules. If you have a dad, if you know a dad, if you are a dad, I think you'll appreciate the book Dad Rules. Dad Rules, Wit and Wisdom from a Dad to Whom It May Concern. Those are just a couple of the books that I've written that are available on Amazon as paperbacks. Or you can go to Kindle if you have that Kindle Unlimited app already on your phone. You're in luck. Go ahead and search Paul Markel. Download it immediately right there to your phone. And if you're an unlimited member, most of my books you can add to your list for no extra charge. How cool is that? Yes, indeed. Make sure that you're sharing this podcast with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers. Say, hey, take a listen to this guy. He's talking about some positive and productive things. All right, that's it for today. I'm your host, Paul Markel, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.